The most dangerous person in your life isn't a stranger. Sometimes, it's the one handing you your morning drink and smiling while you take a sip. A quiet neighborhood in Colorado. Tree-lined streets, neat front lawns, the kind of place where people wave to each other in the morning and feel safe locking their doors at night. This is where James Craig lived. A dentist, a husband, a man his community trusted. And this is where one of the most calculated, cold-blooded murders in recent American history quietly unfolded, one protein shake at a time. James Craig had built what looked like a perfect life. A successful dental practice in Colorado, a beautiful home, a wife named Angela, who loved him deeply and stood by his side through years of marriage. But by 2023, that picture-perfect life had begun to crack. James had started an affair, and rather than face the consequences of divorce, the split finances, the shattered reputation, the loss of the life he had built, investigators say he began planning something unthinkable. He decided Angela had to die. Angela Craig began getting sick in early 2023. She felt nauseous, exhausted. Some days, she could barely get out of bed. She visited doctors, ran tests, and searched for answers, but nothing made sense. Her husband, meanwhile, played the role of the concerned, caring spouse. He brought her drinks. He checked on her. He was, by every outward appearance, a devoted partner watching his wife suffer through a mysterious illness. What Angela never knew was that the illness was not a mystery at all. It was being delivered to her every single day, hidden inside her protein shakes. Cyanide is a poison that has been used by killers for centuries. Colorless, nearly odorless, and in small, repeated doses, almost impossible to detect without knowing exactly what to look for. James Craig, as a medical professional, knew this. Prosecutors say he also added a second substance, tetrahydrozoline, a chemical found in everyday eye drops, sitting in medicine cabinets in millions of homes across America. In small amounts, it causes illness. In larger amounts, it can be fatal. He allegedly used his scientific knowledge, the same knowledge meant to heal people, as a weapon against the woman who trusted him most. When Angela Craig died, James Craig called it a devastating loss. He grieved publicly. He accepted condolences from friends, colleagues, and patients, but investigators were not convinced. The toxicology report told a different story. Traces of cyanide and tetrahydrozoline were found in Angela's system. And the more detectives dug, the more the evidence began pointing in one direction, straight toward her husband. Search warrants were executed. Digital records were pulled. Financial records were examined. A secret affair was uncovered. And slowly, methodically, a portrait emerged, not of a grieving husband, but of a calculating killer who had used science as his murder weapon. The trial of James Craig gripped the state of Colorado throughout the summer of 2025. Prosecutors stood before the jury and laid out their case piece by piece. The motive, the affair, the desire to avoid divorce. The method, poison, administered gradually, hidden in plain sight. The opportunity, a husband with unlimited access to his wife's daily routine. The defense argued the evidence was circumstantial, that the science was being misread, that an innocent man was being turned into a monster by a story that fit too neatly together. The jury disagreed. On July 30th, 2025, after weeks of testimony and deliberation, the verdict came in. Guilty. James Craig was convicted of the murder of his wife, Angela Craig, a woman who had done nothing wrong, a woman who had trusted the person closest to her and paid for that trust with her life. Angela Craig was 43 years old. She deserved to grow old. She deserved the truth. And though no verdict can undo what was taken from her, at least now, the world knows exactly what happened inside that quiet Colorado home. The protein shakes are gone. The house is silent. And James Craig will spend the rest of his life behind bars, sentenced not just by a jury, but by the weight of his own calculated cruelty. Because sometimes, the most dangerous person in your life isn't a stranger. Sometimes, it's the one handing you your morning drink and smiling while you take a sip.